this image formed by thin lens. Now the rules here, let us just recap them. This is a convex lens, and rays which are entering parallel to the principal axis, they converge at a focus. This we are calling it a second focus. Similarly, when you talk about rays which are falling on the concave lens, when they are parallel to the principal axis, after falling on the concave lens, they will diverge, and you need to back extend them, and they will meet at the focus. This is one rule. Then the ray which is passing through the optical center, it will go straight. Okay. Now the rays, if you take the rays which are not parallel, but they are falling on that these non-parallel rays at some angle, after falling on the convex lens, they will become parallel. And similarly, the rays which are falling on a concave lens, after falling they will become parallel, and here you need to extend them to get the focus. Okay, so the rays which are starting from the focus, basically they become parallel. Okay, now when we talk about image, the image formed by concave lens is always virtual, erect and diminished. You can see this type of situation in convex mirror. Okay, so you need to remember this. Concave lens, it is virtual, erect and diminished. Whereas when it comes to convex lens, it depends upon the position of the object. We will take some cases now. Let us see the ray diagrams for the convex lens. When the object is placed beyond 2f, means the center of curvature. When the object is placed beyond the center of curvature, you see that the ray which is passing through the optical center will go straight, and the parallel ray will pass through the focus. So these two will meet. They meet at a point between f and 2f. You can see the nature here. The nature is, it is real, inverted and diminished. Okay, now let us say now the object is placed at the center of curvature. Here also one ray you can take through the optical center, it will pass through straight line. Another ray which is parallel to the principal axis, it will pass through the focus. Here the image is formed exactly at the center of curvature on the other side. So here it is in the direction of the rays, so it is real, it is inverted and it is same size. When image is formed on the side of the incident ray, you call it as real image. Okay, you can very well draw these to scale, and you may verify, you will get exact results. These pictorially I am trying to explain to you, but you need to take a proper scale, protractor and proper to scale you need to draw, then you will get the same answers. Third case, the object is placed between center of curvature and the focus. Now here this parallel ray will pass to the focus, and this the one which is going to the pole optical center, they will both meet, but beyond the center of curvature on the other side. So it is on the same side, so it is real, it is inverted and it is magnified. So next case would be, you place the object at the focus. When it passes through the pole, it goes straight, and when it passes through, when it is parallel, it goes through the focus. So they are mutually parallel. So here we can say that image is formed at a very large distance, at infinity. Real is, the image would be real, but it is very magnified and inverted, of course, but practically it will be at some very large distance, so it will be most like out of focus, it won't be visible properly. When it comes to the concave lens, we take only one case, between center and focus. When you put here, what happens is the ray which goes parallel to the principal axis, it diverges, so it goes in this direction, and the ray which is going to the pole, it goes straight. For the formation of image, we need at least two rays, so we need to extend this ray, we need to extend this ray, and when it is extended back, it meets over here. So here you can see that it is extended back, so it is virtual, it is erect. This line and this line both are above the line. Above the line means erect, one is above the line, another is below the line means inverted, and it is smaller in size, so it is diminished. Lens formula. A convex lens is shown as in the figure. This 2f means the center of curvature, and the object AB has been placed beyond that. Now, in our previous discussion, we have seen that there will be an image formed between f and 2f. So here we are trying to derive an equation like what we have done in the mirror case, interrelationship between the image distance and the object distance with the focal length. So for this, what we do is, if you see here, triangle ABO, and let me just see this triangle ABO and A dash B dash O, this triangle, okay. Now these two are similar. Why? Because this angle is equal to this angle, these two are parallel, so this is right angle, this is right angle, alright, and the third angle is also equal. So these two triangles are similar in nature, so corresponding sides have to be proportional. So A dash B dash divided by AB, okay, here it should be A dash B dash divided by AB should be equal to OB dash by OB dash by OB, okay. This is our equation 1. Next, A dash B dash F and OCF is also similar. You see these two green triangles, these green triangles are also similar. So here also we can frame one equation, A dash B dash by OC. You have to see the corresponding, you see, you have to see the corresponding sides. A dash B dash by OC is equal to F dash B dash by these two, F dash B dash by OF, F dash B dash by, see here, I think we have to see the corresponding angles. You see, angle O is 90 degrees, angle B dash is also 90 degrees, this angle F on the either side, they are equal, and obviously this angle will be equal to this angle, okay. So when you write the equation, it is AB dash A dash B dash by OC will be equal to FB dash by FO, FB dash by FO. So this small correction we have to do. And if you see this diagram, this OC and AB, they are equal, they are parallel, is it? So here you can write OC is equal to AB, means I can write A dash B dash by AB, just write here AB is equal to FB dash by OF. This is our equation 2. So you have equation 1 where left hand side is equal to the left hand side of equation 2. That means the right hand side parts will be equal. Alright, the right hand side parts will be equal. So you just write that. But what is FB dash? FB dash is equal to, we can write it as OB dash minus this total length minus this length, isn't it? That is FB dash. Okay, so now we need to put the values here. OB is equal to U, that is image distance, but your ray direction is like this and you are measuring in this direction, so it is negative, okay. And similarly OB dash is equal to V. OB dash is equal to, see, this is OB dash, and it is in the direction of the, OB dash is this distance, okay, and it is in the direction of the ray, so it will be positive. And OF also is in the direction of the ray, it is also, you are measuring in this direction, you have to measure all the directions from the O only, so it is a positive value. So finally you will get this equation, V by minus U is equal to V minus F by F. Just cross multiply, then you get this, okay. So dividing both sides by UVF, you finally get this equation. This is something similar to that mirror equation. Remember, 1 by V plus 1 by U is equal to F. So this is the lens formula. We will be discussing about displacement method to find the focal length of a convex lens. The method we use in laboratories. So in here there is an object and a screen. Let us say the distance between them is D. Now this object has to be placed at a distance of minimum 4 times the focal length of this convex lens to get any real images on the screen, okay. So the incident rays direction is like this, so the real images have to be formed on the screen. So the distance has to be minimum 4 times the focal length. This can be proved. Let us say the object distance is U, and because the image is formed on the screen, the image distance will be D minus U, because the total distance is T. So D minus U will be okay. So the image distance will be D minus U. So this is what we have written here, okay. This is image distance and this is the object distance. This is the lens formula just now we have derived. So here we know the V value, and U will be, if you see, it will be minus U. We have to take with the sign convention. You can see here that incident light is from left to right, and dimension you are measuring from right to left. So U has to be taken negative, whereas V will be positive. V is in the same direction. So once you frame this equation, you will get a quadratic equation in U, which will have 2 roots, okay. Minus B plus or minus B square minus 4AC by 2A we need to put. So here what happens is, there will be some cases, you know, if you observe here, this value, this whole value cannot be negative. If D is less than minus 4F, then D minus 4F will become negative. So this under root value will become negative and it will become imaginary, okay. This value will become imaginary if you take the first case. So this is not acceptable. So the second case will be D minus 4F is equal to 0, okay. So D minus 4F is equal to 0 means D is equal to 4F. So here if D is equal to 4F, U will be D by 2, so it will be 2F, okay. So only one position is possible such. See, if D is equal to 4F, you are saying that if this D value, this is equal to 4F, then U is D by 2. This is what we have derived here, okay. So then U will become exactly half of the dimension, then U is equal to 2F it becomes. So what is the meaning of that? That means half of the distance is 2F, means another half will be another 2F, total will be 4F, okay. So in this situation, what happens is, if you see here, this object distance has to be minimum 4f times from the screen. If the focal length of this convex lens is, let us say, 4 centimeters, the distance between the screen and the object should be minimum 16 centimeters. It can be 17, 18, but not less than 16. If it is less than 16, then you will get into imaginary roots. If it is more than 16, you will come to the third case. You will come to this case. Okay. So here what you will get? You will get two roots. Alpha, beta. You will get two roots. That means two position of lenses are possible in such a way that two real images will be created. Okay. So proceeding in the same fashion further, we can also find the object length by this equation. Okay. Here object length is O. Object length O can be given as root over I1, I2. I1 is the image distance when the position of the lens is a particular position, and then when it is altered, you get another position, you get another image. Okay, this can be proved also. So basically, you know that magnifying factor is equal to I by O, right? So you have two positions now. So for each position you get a magnifying factor. If you multiply these two, basically you have to multiply I1 by O. See, object length is same in both the cases. It is the image which is changing. It is I1 into I2 by O square it will be. But what is I1? See, if you take those two roots, what we have just discussed now, if you go for the third case, you see here, this is alpha and this is beta, right? So this becomes the U. But what is the corresponding image distance? We know that it is d minus u. So d minus of u1, then you get this value, right? You get this value for the first one, and this is the second one. So I1 by O, when you take, it is basically V1 by U1 into V2 by U2. So it is V1 into V2. It is V1 into V2. If you multiply these two, actually, this is in the format of A minus B into A plus B, you know. So what you will get? You will get A square minus B square. So this term square will be D square minus 4FD, right? So here d square cancels. You are left with 4FD. This is the numerator part. Denominator, we will get 2 into 2, we will get 4. So finally you are going to FD. Anyway, we are taking the mod value. Similarly, when you do for U1, U2, here you multiply U1 and U2. Here also you are going to get FD only. So FD by FD, it will become 1, right? So the meaning of this is I1 into I2 by O square is equal to 1. So that means O is equal to root over I1 by I2, root over I1 into I2. If you know the image sizes, if you multiply them and take the square root, you will get the object height. Now in this whole process, actually, if you see, you are physically varying these distances, right? You are physically varying these distances. U is in your hands. You are changing in such a way that two sharp images should be formed on the screen. Okay. So once you get the two sharp images, you can use the lens formula, and you know the V value, right? And you know the U value. So you can find out the F value. So it's an indirect way of calculating the focal length. Okay. So you are physically varying the this object in such a way. See, minimum 4f distance has to be maintained. Less than that, it will get into imaginary thing, imaginary roots you are going to get. So you're going to vary this object distance in such a way that on the screen, image 1 and image 2 is formed, and once it is formed, you can find the object height also, and you can also find the focal length of the convex lens. So this is the displacement method.